Now back to more with GTO. Good old boys.
Hey guys, we're back with Randy and Robin Howell, and we just left them talking about the King's Ranch. And Randy, I'd like to know if they have anything to do with suicides, if suicidal or suicides is a problem nowadays.
Yeah, in that whole world of, domestic violence and the world of abandonment and neglect, a lot of these kids, some of the kids' parents have committed suicide, some are in prison, some are just in bad situations, drugs, alcohol, things like that, so they end up getting in King's Home, and they're so messed up in the head from all the abuse and the things that have happened to them. A lot of them attempt suicide, and some, all the ones I know of, thankfully, I don't know of one that has happened to on site there, but I know it's a problem they deal with a lot. They have 24/7 Christian counseling there, counseling that help. But that's the biggest thing with the suicidal situation. A lot of times it's the main thing that causes that is not having a purpose. You don't know what your purpose is in life. And those kids at that age, they've been so abused and mixed up, they don't know what they're living for or why to even be living. So they try to do that. But at King's Home, having the ranch there with the lake and the trails, and they teach them all about God's creation and nature and fishing and hunting and doing the stuff on the land, and that's a really big rehabilitator of all of them there. And you wouldn't believe how you see a difference in them after just 6 months, 8 months, a year.
Right.
And I know stories we've been dealing with them since really 2007, 2008. We've been a part of that ministry, and I know kids now that are in their early 30s that have families now that are rehabilitating the great products of society that they would have never been had they not gotten there. So getting back to that, so we figured out a way to raise money for them to help them, as I mentioned earlier, and we give my boat away every year, and we started doing that in 2011. And so this past year was the 13th year we've given my boat away. And it's a $100 ticket donation for, and it's kingshome.com. Anybody can always donate all year, all the way up to usually early to mid-November. We do the draw and every giveaway. If you follow us on Randy Howell Fishing on social media, you'll see all the talk about it. But $100 donation per ticket chance. And we draw one lucky winner and give the boat right away to that person. And we've raised a little over $3 million in 13 years now with 13 boats. And so we're proud of that and thankful that the whole fishing community, nation, worldwide, really, we had 8 or 9 other countries fishermen in other countries that watch us online and stuff that have donated, and you buy a couple tickets every year. So it's really a neat deal how the world of fishing itself are good people that love other people and want to help somebody, and that's what's so cool about the fishing industry and the fishing community, and that we can help. I always hate to use the word give back, but say it's just help. You just help people that need help, and that's what we have our platform for. And I feel like that's why the Lord's blessed us with what He has given us, so we can have a way to help other people with it.
Right. That's a very, very good explanation. And another thing is everybody has a purpose on this earth. When you get to the point, I hadn't been quite to the point of suicidal, but I felt sorry for myself from time to time, whereas I didn't know whether I had a reason to be on earth. But the outdoors has really helped me as far as I can go out there and get one-on-one with God. I can look around and see the eagles. I can see the ducks. I don't have to be in a boat, Randy.
Yeah, that's right.
I can just go outside. And, that can bring back things, and you can create your own purpose to have in life through the outdoors.
You sure
can.
And
that's what I would like for the folks that really think they don't have a purpose to realize that go outside and just look around.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. There's so much to live for, and there's so, that's just a lie. The enemy that we know, if you believe in God and the devil, that's the enemy. That's the enemy. The Bible says he's a liar and the father of all lies, and that's what he does. He lies to people just like he lies to all of us every day. And anytime you get a thought that says you don't need to be living, nobody cares about you, that's a lie from the enemy trying to take you out because he wants to stop you from your purpose that God made you for. So that's why it's such a big deal to to never let yourself get in that place. And that's why community and relationships are so important. You got to have somebody in your corner or somebody to talk to and get away from yourself. And that isolation is the worst place, and that's where the enemy can work on that mind.
That's it. That's right. Now what we got is there's a story. You won the Classic in 2014.
Yeah.
Here on Gunnersville.
Yeah.
I remembered listening to that story that you told, and I want you to go back in time, and I'm sure you can remember it without any problem. And I want you to tell us how you did on day 1, how you did on day 2, and what happened on day 3 when you went wheeling out thinking you was going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's start with day 1 of the Classic in 2014.
Yeah, day 1, and at that time we didn't live here in Guntersville. We lived down in Springville, close to Birmingham, and we weren't even a community up here yet. So we come up here to fun fish a lot, and we loved it. So being in the Classic was a big deal. So first day, had a terrible practice before getting into that. 5 fish I caught in 3 days of practice, so I had no thought in my mind that I was going to win the Classic when it started. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But the water flooded that night. We had like 4 inches of rain the night before the tournament started, and all the creeks were running mud. And I went out fresh that day and just started running a bunch of the bridges and causeways and caught 20.5 pounds, 20 pounds, 12 ounces. And on Guntersville in February, that was just a good day. It wasn't like a big day, so I was happy, but I wasn't thinking I was going to win. I was in 12th place the first day. Second day, I go back out and I run the same stuff, catch a whole bunch of fish again, but I only caught 18 pounds, 13 ounces, I think it was. And so I thought, now I really don't have a chance to win, but I moved from 12th place to 11th place going into the last day. So I wasn't even in the top 10. So mathematically, nobody was thinking about me winning it. Right. And Edwin Evers was leading, and Randall Tharp was a favorite, and quite a few guys were catching them really good. So third day, I was just glad that I made the cut, because the big story about Kingsholm, me and Robin had worked out and gotten ESPN at the time was the owner of Bassmaster. They got us a big seating section right front and center for the Kingsholm, and we got some buses and had them all brought to the arena for the first time that day. So we brought all the kids, all the ladies. So it was like 150 of them in the big center section there. So I was excited. I was going to get to come into the arena and get to talk about them and get them all hollering and all be excited, So I wasn't thinking about winning at all. But I go out that morning, and she put me in the water that morning. Now the pressure was off, because I finally was a local favorite kind of, but now that I didn't have a chance to win, I didn't have to worry about it anymore. Right. I was just going to go fishing, come to the arena, and we get out, and she puts me in the water, and she said, just go out and have fun today, and just, I feel like Lord's going to give you a good day today. I just got a good feeling about it. I said, that's good. So she always encourages me and take off. We get ready to take off out of the harbor at the time, and I'm running up the lake, and I'm coming to Mill Creek. That's where I was going that morning. I already told her and my boys and the Livingston camera guy they were going to be at the Mill Creek Causeway, because I was starting there every morning and catching a bunch of fish. And as I'm running, I just, like a strong, powerful voice in my head said, turn around now, go to Spring Creek Bridge. And I argued with it a minute, and I'm like, because I said, and I knew right then that it was the Lord, it was the Holy Spirit inside telling me to turn and go. And I saw like a video in my head, like an image of me standing on the bridge catching a fish, and it just flashed in my head, and I got emotional, and I felt it all over me, and I just knew it was something weird and different. And I thought, well, I've already told them I was going up here. I can't do that because they're all waiting for me and all that. And then it said again, turn around now. Do you want to be good or you want to be great? And I heard that saying. I'd never thought that before. Do you want to be good or be great? So I knew it was something. So I turned the boat. And I'm wearing a face mask on my face, and my eyes I'm teared up, and I don't know what's going on. And I turn and I run back into Spring Creek. And I'd already fished that bridge both days of the Classic. That's the only bridge I hadn't caught a keeper on, was that one. All the other ones I'd caught fish on. And I pull up to the bridge on a 70-degree Sunday morning in February, which is so unusual. Wasn't nobody crappie or catfishing on the bank, which is a miracle. And I stand up, and first cast I catch one, second cast I catch one, third cast I catch a 7-pounder. And one of my friends stops on the bridge and sees me catching one, and I said, hey, call my wife and tell her to come to the Spring Creek, because I'm almost to be here, and they're biting here. And it was
Hold on right there.
Right.
We're going to stop right there, and we're going to take a break. And guys, when we come back, you're going to hear the man tell it, and then you're going to hear how the woman took it. Yeah. So here we go. Y'all hang in there.
We'll be back with more GTO Good Old Boys after this.